Hi, my name is Regina Dean Reed. I have built a database, a financial membership database for the Mount Hermon Missionary Baptist Church in West Point, Mississippi. And today I'm going to show you how to put data in this database. So first, you're going to go to the icon, which is a picture of the church. You're going to double click, and that's going to be with the left key on your mouse. Double click. Then you're going to type in your login. Now, I'm going to be the admin for this training, so I'm the admin. And the admin is the person that can see everything. So log in. And this is our main menu. Now, only the admin can see this main menu. So you can see that's my user ID. This is my username. And the first form I'm going to open is our user form. This is the form where we put in the users' names and their passwords. So when you all give me your password that you want to use, we'll change these into those passwords, and we can use your name or the position, whichever one you're comfortable with. I've got them already in here. All we've got to do now is to change them to the password that you all want to use. All right, then right here we're going to browse. You can browse the members. You can look at the member donation, and you can look at the payee and expenses tables, main menus. Now, the main menu for the members, it looks like this. And then you're going to have your member form. Now, the show active is there because you want to only see the active members. I don't recommend deleting members out of this database because if somebody passed away, somebody might contact you and want to know what day that was or when did it happen. So you want to keep those members in the form, but on your member form, you can see right here is active, a little check by their name. So we're going to start off putting the date that they joined, and then you're going to tab down. You're going to tab over to if they're active or not. And then it comes down to they joined by, people join by Christian experience or baptism or letter. And this is a drop down, so you don't have to retype this. You just click on whether they were baptized or whether it was a letter or whether it was Christian experience. You put their first name and their last name here, the street number. And I did this on purpose so that you might want to sort these. Like say you're going to send out a mail out and you need it to sort it by the street number. You got your street number separate from the street. And of course I made up Banana Street. There's no Banana Street in West Point. Here you put West Point and the state, Mississippi. I don't remember y'all's zip code, so I'm just going to make up one. So this is not the right zip code. And their email address. I recommend having more than one way to reach a person. So their email address is, we'll say carter@gmail.com. Their cell phone number, put it here, all numbers, no dashes or anything, and their birthday. Now, the reason I put their birthday, this person's birthday, so that if you wanted to put them on their birthday list, you can. Some people might give you their birthday and some might not. But if you all, have a birthday list, that's what this will be. You click here and you can see your birthday list. You can see the people in February, the people in April, and it's in the month that they're born. So if you wanted to celebrate their birthdays, there they are. Okay. And then if you have a member that has passed away, I was thinking, these are only active. That's going to be in your inactive list. So if you need to see them all, you could you could untick this and look at your member form and you can see all of the members. So this person here is inactive. So I made this person up, Angeline Moses, and I didn't put all of her information because she's inactive. She's passed away. So you'll go to see is inactive, is not ticked. So you can go here and create a funeral resolution for her. You click here and you put her name, the date she passed, and then here I just put in what a basic resolution has in it. And you can just go down here and type in, whatever you want to say here. This is just an outline of one. You could change it completely. Whoever your pastor is, you can put his name. Anything you find online, you can do it. Just type it in here. It's just in a notes area. Then if you want to preview this resolution, you click here. And this is what it looks like. So this is a resolution for that person. Say you need to send this to somebody. So you're going to click Control P, which is your print function. And it will come up the printer. And then you just click OK. And you'll be able to print that resolution out. Now, let me see if it make sure it's going to print. But it should print the resolution out. Oh, I'm not connected to my printer. But it'll print that, and then you close it. And then you close this. And then you can go back to, when you're checking your member form, show active, so that you can only see the active members again. This is what the church clerk will be responsible for. And this is what she'll see, or he or she will see. And you close it. Now, the members' donations. You click here. And again, you can see the members form because this person is handling what everybody's paying. But they may be looking at the member form and notice that somebody's address is wrong or somebody's name is wrong. This person can come in and make changes to any member, any address, any name, any date joined. If they know the date joined is off. If something's not right, you come and change it. Now, here is the actual financial form where you can see all of the people and everything. And what I did was I ended up doing initials because they were so long. I don't remember what this one is, but I know this is the Brotherhood dues. This is your Cash App, people that pay on Cash App, church anniversary, your dimes collection, your harvest program, your offering, your building fund program, your revivals, Sunday school, tithes, usher board, and your members. Now this helped me to kind of see which member I was on if I want to look at a particular member. And this gives you a running total of how much has been paid as you add people to it. This total will add up. So you can see how much is each person has been paid by the members of the church. Now, if you wanted to just pull one member's information, say Crystal needed to know, she needed her financial report. You click here, and there's her financial report. And this is just for Crystal. And it'll show you how much she has paid, her name, the date that you pulled it, what she's paid in, and how much she's paid. Okay. Now, if you want to just pull just who you're working on, say you just want to add some more to Wesley, add new donations, you can just pull that person's name, and you don't even have to type in the date that you did it because it's automatically going to put the date up here for you, which is today is the 13th. So you can come down here and put how much he paid. Say he sent $200 in Cash App to the church. You can put it there. And say he sent, maybe he paid $7 in dimes. All right. And that's going to be Wesley. His name is right here, so you know which member you're working with. And you just go here. If you needed to look at just that, what you just did for him, go there, click Financial Individual. Nope. Now, this will just show you how much he paid today. Thinking you have to come in and out. All right, let me close it. Come back in. And let's see. Uh-oh. I didn't save it. Okay, 200. And 7. And Wesley. Okay, close it. And come back into members' donations. Member form. Financial form. And right there is where we just added this one. See on the 13th? Well, there it is too. It took it. All right. And I put his name beside it so you'll know who this belongs to. Just easier to look at it as a whole group. So that's Wesley right there on the 13th. Close that. All right. But just remember, if you're going to use this to just add straight to the person, you have to pick somebody. Because if you don't, it's not going to do anything because it doesn't know what to do. So you have to tell it, I'm going to Perkins, and I want to add a donation for them. And then you can just add a donation just for that person. Okay? All right, now the payee and expenses. This is a big one. So this is, you always leave this one open. So as you go in, now I do at the very beginning when you're starting this one, the key to this one is creating the accounts first. So here is where these are just make-believe accounts that I have in here. But say you wanted to do, you want to add the CDs in there. So you would come down here and you would add CD. CD1. You don't have to put the account number there. That's up to you. And I would just call it CD1. And you want to add CD2. So these would just be accounts that would be in this database that you're tracking, that you're keeping up with. And you can put notes beside it when they open, how much, and you're going to get to put how much they are once we get over here. Now, you can close this now and come back in because what we want to do is see them show up here. And here they are up here. Now, when you go into these, you just go straight from here. So say you want to go into CD1. Go here and you can put the date, and it would be, now this is where we got to actually put some more stuff. Because now we've got to come back here till you do your account, then you do the category. In your category, you're going to put what this is. So if this is a CD, you're going to put the CD here as well, just CD, like that, or certificate of deposit. Like that, and close that. And that's your category. All right, and the payee, you can call it whatever you want to call it here. You just would go and go to the end of this, which would be here. And you would go to certificate of deposit. And this would be CD, say CD1. And now it's in there. All right, now we go to CD1. And you pull it down here, CD1. And then you could describe what that is. You put how much, and it would be in a credit. So say CD1 is you all's saving, your CDs, church CDs. And then say you got, let's say you got 40,000 in this one. Make sure that 40,000 is going to go in there. It did. Oh, got a little bit more than 40,000. $40,000. All right. What I did here, if it's a credit, it turns green. If it's a debit, it turns red. That's how you kind of know if you got it in the right place. But that would be the church CD. And that's probably the only thing that would be in this one, because unless you cashing them out and then you would you debit that account or however much you got out of that CD. Say you cashed a quarter of, say you all decided to do some repairs in the church, and that was $10,000. So you would take the $10,000 and credit it against that CD. And so now it's minus 10,000. So your running total is going to change. This amount is pulling from somewhere else. So that's why that number is not right. It's running total from the whole amount. But that would bring it down, 30,000. So now that CD's doesn't have as much in it, and the church doesn't have as much money, period. Because this is a running total of all of those other accounts that I got to take out. But this is how you would put something in. So the main thing is just to remember that you have to put an account first if you want them to show up here. And then you're going to put, like, you got your checking, your savings, however you're keeping that. The same thing with if you're paying somebody. So say this is going to be salaries. So you could type in the word salary, if I spelled that correctly. You don't have to put account number, salaries. Let me spell salary correctly, because I don't want y'all to think I can't spell the word salary. That's right. SALARY to the E. Salaries. So you type in the word. Say this is going to be for salaries. So you type in salaries. And I did it again, salary. And then you type in salary again here. That's just a shortcut. If you want to call it something else, you can. But that's just a nickname for it if you wanted to use the nickname. But I would just type in the word salary. That's your account. The category would be under salary. I would call this salary as well, just so I could keep track of the salaries. Okay? All right, now I always close that and then reopen it to make sure it went across. And there's your salary. All right, you go here and payee. You can double click here and put in the category. So the category is salary. And the payee's name is, we're going to say his name is Bobby Brown. That's our drummer. So we could put Bobby Brown. Okay, that's who we're paying. So I put here drummer or church. And then you want to put them here. So we're going to be looking for Bobby Brown. See, has he showed up yet? Sometimes let's go ahead and debit the account for $100. We pay him pretty good. All right. Then your payee, that's given this time. There he goes. There's Bobby Brown. So Bobby Brown is here, drummer for church. You paid him $100. You don't even have to worry about the date, because if you go in here and do this on the Sunday that you're there, or on a Sunday, whatever date you type this in, that date will show up. But once you type this in, if this date is incorrect, you can change it. This is where you get to actually pay him. So you're supposed to pay Bobby Brown. So you're going to go over here to the printed, and it hasn't been printed yet. So what we want to do is we've got to go and pay him. You can put a check number here. You get to create your own check numbers, or go with whatever check number you all already have, because we got to pay Bobby. And, okay, so we're going to pay him $100. And if you have his address, you can put his address down here. He lives at 123 Apple Street. Okay, so we're just gonna pay. We're just gonna use one. We're just gonna pay one check. So it's just one check. So we're gonna print and make that a little bit bigger so you can see it. There it is, drummer for church, 100. So it's gonna pay $100, drummer for church. Actually, we had to put his name there, so it was Bobby Brown, but we put Bobby's name there. Duh. And let me go back and change that, and we'll put Bobby Brown here. So we might change that. We may put payee drummer for church, but we're gonna put his name, drummer for church, and put Bobby Brown here. Now we're going to actually pay a salary. So we've got salary in here as one of our accounts. So we're going to click on salary. And Bobby Brown is our drummer. So our payee is drummer salary. But it'd be easier to save it that way. Drummer salary. So we'll know what this is for. We put the person's name in the description that we're going to write a check for. Okay. And then we could come down here and add an address here, or we could leave this blank. But we're going to print the check for Bobby Brown. Print the check. And this is what it looks like. So Bobby Brown, $100, we're paying the drummer. Okay? And just print that out. Put blank check paper in there. You can print more than one. If you do more than one, you do a batch print. But for one individual, it just be you just put the sheet in there and just print the one check. And we'll have to match this up. So what we'll do is we'll print some on paper, see if it lines up with the check paper that you have. If it doesn't, then I'll have to realign that till we get it to match. And then we close that. And that's how you'll pay checks to individuals. So I recommend when you save this in the when you save this as a payee, save it as what it is for, so it's easier to keep up with who you were paying and what you're paying them for. But like I said, that's going to be up to y'all how you want to do it. I just recommend doing it that way. See, this is salary. This is the drummer salary. So when you look at this on your reports, you'll see drummer salary, Bobby Brown. So we know Bobby Brown's the drummer and how much this person was paid. Now we get to the reports. So say we want to see how much we paid for salary. So we can refresh this, and you click on expenses by category. And this will show you how many checks we've printed. So if you printed Bobby Brown for the drummer for the church, you printed $100 for him. And that, as you print different things, that will show up. You can change this. You can look at this. These are my fake accounts, so I'll show you what it looks like when it's got more stuff in it. In this one, I had some utilities, petty cash, miscellaneous stuff. So in this banking right here, you can refresh, expenses, and then you can see more expenses here. Because here you can see the water company was paid, property rentals were paid, Peter Smith. So you would just put his name, Bobby Brown. Peter Smith was paid $15. You got some miscellaneous here. So you'll have all of this stuff on this sheet so that you can print this at any time. And if you want to print, say you've got a meeting and people want to know what was printed in the month of February, and you got to have your February reports. So you go to the beginning of February, you go to the end of February, or you can even go to the beginning of April, but you can go to the 28th, refresh that, and nothing happened. So if you go to expenses, nothing to display. So you didn't spend anything, but say, okay, well, they want to know what happened February and March. So go to the end of March, refresh, and you did have some expenses. So you could go here, and if you don't see anything here, refresh it. That's what the refresh button is for, to make sure it's giving you the accurate numbers. So then you click on your expenses by category, and it's going to tell you exactly what you spent according to utilities, petty cash, and miscellaneous. These depend on where you put them. So when you're creating your categories, make sure you're putting it in a category that goes together. So you wouldn't want to put petty cash, somebody you paid petty cash, in with your water. So if you're paying on your rental property, you want to have a category just for that. You can have rental property and have utilities just for that. It's whatever category you choose to put that in. So you don't have to put that in a special thing. When you see the database, it will be completely clean. It won't have anything in it, so that you all can put it in the way you want it, because this is made just for you all's church. So you all can put whatever you want in it by category. Now, I did put transaction list here. So you can go here and look at your transactions to see what was done. If somebody would like to know that, you can see there's your debits and credits. You can see them together, and you can see if you're profiting or if you're losing money. Everything's coming in here together. So you're looking at your transactions that happen. And these are just the ones that happen between February and March. Now, you can change this and get the whole year. You can get a month. You can get 2 months, however many months. And it's for this account right here. You can print out each account and know exactly what's in there. If this is blank, I think it will give you everything that's in there. This is your check registry report. This will tell you how many checks were written, who they were written to, how much they were, and how much was in the bank at the time that check was written and printed out. You can do voided checks. If you had to void something, you can put them there if you want to. And it'll give you a total of your debits, your credits, and what's left in the bank. And that's your check registry. These two have to be, both of these, leave these open when you're working on them. I've got them where you can close them out. Don't close these when you're working in them, or you won't be able to get the information you need, because this one is feeding from this information here. But all of this is based on which accounts you all create, and you are free to create whatever accounts you need. Make sure you put all the like stuff in the same accounts. Your categories go back to the accounts, and then your payee comes from the category. And you all, if you have any questions, you definitely give me a call. I'll talk you through it, or I'll come over there and we'll sit down and look at it together. I will be available to do this for you all while you are getting used to this database, because I know it takes a little time. And I've been looking at it for several months. So, and I built it, so I kind of know what's going on. Well, I know exactly what's going on. So if you all are having any trouble, feel free to call me. I'm thinking about putting my name and phone number at the bottom of it somewhere. I might do that on this cover sheet. But just any questions, just let me know. That is the end of this training. And I hope that you all enjoyed it. I hope that you enjoy the database and that it does what you need it to do. Now, I will say this, depending on who's logged in, that's who will be able to see what. Only the admin will be able to see all of the buttons. Different people will see different buttons. This is only for admins here, changing the password. But the church clerk will see the browse members button, and the financial secretary will see the members donation button, and the church treasurer will see the payee and expenses button. You will only see the button that you have to work with. And then you'll know you're in by your username and your ID. And then when you're done, you exit the database. Make sure you do not share your login or password with anyone, because I do have a back form that you all don't see because you wouldn't need to see it. But I can see if somebody else is logged in and what they're doing. So I can track what each login is doing, and I can tell what's happening. So don't share your username and password with anybody, because if they log in as you and they do something to mess up something, you're going to be in trouble, because it's going to look like you did it. So don't share your information. That is all for this training.